Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. Chris McGee, James Worthy, Robert Ory. Brez is here. He'll join us later. I'm breaking down the standings. We got Allie and Mike Trudell working the post-game locker room. Despite 18 three-pointers by the Houston Rockets, they were minus 33 in the three-point category, the Lakers were. Minus 4 of their key players. They put up 124 points. A franchise record 86 points in paint. And they've now won 3 in a row, Rob, heading into the final weekend of the regular season. And we're going to take a look at a couple of plays. Also, Kuz, the winning bucket down the stretch, and Wesley Matthews with a nice steal to ice the game.
Well, you always want to win. And going into this playoffs, no matter who's in the game, you need some momentum. And it's a great momentum booster for this team to see guys who normally don't be in a clutch position like this come through in the clutch. And it's a great rallying cry and say, hey, look what we can do without 3 of our superstars. And so now they're ready to go into this playoff no matter if they first seed or 8th seed. Because when you, as a team, are playing decent, playing good, and you want to keep playing good and playing good defense, more importantly, you're ready for the playoffs.
Did you love playing without Shaq and Kobe sometimes?
Can I really say that on TV?
Yeah, you can say it. How much
yes, because I got more shots.
That's what I mean. You had 7 guys in double figures. They're having a great time. They don't care if they're beating the lowly Rockets.
The thing about it is you hate having your big guys out because it made it so easy, but it took you back to the days where, because you think about it, mostly every guy in the NBA used to be the man at one point in time on some team.
Yeah.
So it took you back to the days when you were the man and you could score and have some fun and take a couple of shots just to, test the.
Yeah, Rockets not the best team, James. They're actually the worst in terms of record. 86 points in the paint for the Lakers. They do shoot a lot of threes, though, the Rockets.
Yeah. I mean,
they were plus 33 and lost.
I mean, that's an all-star score right there, 124 to 122. But franchise history for the Lakers, 84 points in the paint. I think the guys that are playing right now, regardless of who's in or who's out, or what the future's going to be in the next couple of weeks, they're getting some valuable time.
For sure.
Tucker getting some valuable time. That is irreplaceable, the experience he's getting right now. Wes Matthews showing that he's a valuable defensive player and a savvy player. So, yeah, I like that they're winning so that when they get everybody back, these guys will flow right into to winning again, I think.
We have a lot to talk about in this post-game show. We'll talk about the possible play-in game when Brez joins us. THT with another big game that's back-to-back double-doubles for him. Andre Drummond doing work in just 22 minutes, a 20 and 10 double-double, and the bench contributing in a big way, especially this guy. Let's go back to Staples Center. Kyle Kuzma's with Mike Trudell.
All right, Kuz, things get interesting down the stretch there. First, I want to ask you about Wesley Matthews on defense, that final play. What was your perspective as he stripped Olynyk?
He just made a great play. He's been playing really well for us the past 2-3 weeks. Coming into his, back to playing, how Wesley Matthews plays, and man, he just made a big play for us at the right time.
All right, Kuz, you guys had struggled during that 9-0 run from Houston as they took the lead. What were you looking for as you got the clear out top of the key before you took the ball to the cup?
I just tried to wait. I tried to wait till the floor got balanced, and I had angles. I had a one-on-one, no help from a low man, and just made the right move.
Since your rookie year, angles have always been a big part of your game on offense, Kuz. Where does that trace back to? How did you start to master certain types of getting to the hoop and certain angles that some people aren't used to?
One of my old high school coaches, Earl Jordan, he was someone that, brought me into the gym and, really just taught me, about angles and playing in the low post and, playing with, essentially angles. So, I've just had that for a long time.
For sure. Hey, zooming out a little bit, Kuz, just thoughts on your first banner night here. Some fans in the building. Of course, you're on the court there, seeing the drape fall. What was going through your mind?
Man, it was great. It was great. We had fans in the building for that. It was just fun to share that with Laker Nation and to just experience that a whole. It's just surreal. For me, being from Flint, Michigan, I never would have thought about hanging a banner in Staples Center. So, just tonight really just gave me a lot of motivation, and I want to feel that same feeling and have an opportunity to raise another banner here and, have it a sellout next time, hopefully. So.
All right, Kuz, we appreciate it. That thing's up there for eternity, right? It's up.
Yes, sir, forever.
All right, man.
Yes, sir.
Forever indeed. Lakers raising banner number 17. Before I get into Kuz, because there's a couple things I want to talk about, he mentioned Wes Matthews, and Frank Vogel has said he's making a bid to earn playoff minutes and being part of that playoff rotation. Now listen, depending on how far you go and how many series you play in, it can fluctuate, it can change. It depends on matchups. But being a part of that regular rotation, is Wesley Matthews making a case because of what he can do on that defense end?
I think he's making a case because of his veteran leadership and knowing what to do at the right time. Because when it comes down to the playoffs, you can't have any mistakes. And he's been in this game for a long time. He's been in the playoffs for a while. So he has that leadership capability. He also has that mind for the game. Because think about it. There's little things like that that certain guys don't know how to do, like crashing the boards for offensive rebound. Now, getting on the big and learn how to position himself well to get a hand in and knock the ball. There's things that you learn through the course of your career, and he already has that tool set in his toolbox. And so he's ready to play at any given moment, and he's a professional, and he's ready to play, and he's ready to go.
I think of a guy like Markieff Morris, who averaged 22 minutes a game in the NBA Finals last year for the Lakers. We didn't know that going into the bubble. Wesley Matthews could be that guy this year. He could have those kind of opportunities. Who knows?
He's earning it.
Yeah.
You know, we talk a lot about Caruso and the way Caruso plays. He and Wes Matthews are very similar in the way they impact the game. I mean, Wes Matthews is a wise player, very savvy, experienced. He's been in scenarios before. Trusted him to put him on a big, knowing that he can stay in front of people. And, you know, in the last month or so, he's been taking charges. He's been really impactful on the defensive end. We know he can shoot the basketball, but he is a solid player on the defensive end. Good pressure, good anticipation, you know, studies the playbook, and he's very consistent there.
James, one guy we know for sure that will be a key part of the rotation is a guy like Kyle Kuzma. He was last year when they won a championship. Tonight he's asked to do a little bit more when guys like Dennis and AD and LeBron and Caruso aren't there. He's handling the ball. He's 8 for 12. He has 19 points. But check out this in the fourth quarter. 7 points in the fourth and 4 assists. So 16 points came from Kuz.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
a part of.
He has developed into a all-star type of a player. He's never made the all-star, but he's developing into that type of player. And, you know, he's poised now. He's not, you know, he's not out of control. He's not trying to force the issue. The game has come to him, and he's accepted it. So I love the way at this play in particular, he was under control, didn't try to pull up for a wild jump shot, the Euro step. He's one of the best at executing that. So the best is yet to come for Kuz in the future. He's just starting to turn it up.
Yeah, Kuz is one of those type of players who's learning from each game, and we're learning Kuz because he's pulling out things that we didn't think he had. Right, lately it's been the slow Euro. He's been using that to keep. Before it's been offensive rebound. Before that it's shooting threes. He's pulling everything out of the toolbox. And he's doing so many different things, and we just can't wait till he just put it all together. He can do it on a consistent basis each and every night.
You guys brought up THT, another big game, just 24 hours after hitting the game-winning 3 against his idol, Derrick Rose from Chicago there last night in their game against the Knicks. Back-to-back double-doubles, 23 points, 9 of 16, 10 assists. He had 2 steals, had a few turnovers. And, Rob, we talked about this last night in the post-game show. This was a normal game, and LeBron's playing, and Dennis playing, and maybe even Caruso's playing. THT might not have these kind of opportunities on a championship team. But you take out all those guys, he's got the rock in his hand.
Yes.
Fail or being a hero. They're riding with him, and it's awesome to see because he has a late turnover, but then he comes up with a big play. He's got the assist to Kuso. You know, we see the game winner. It's just a lot of fun to see, as we mentioned yesterday, kind of the roller coaster ride, but what valuable minutes this guy's getting.
Yeah, sometimes you got to get thrown in the deep end. You got to learn how to swim.
Yeah.
And he's doing it right now in front of our eyes. He's growing. He's maturing. You think about it. When you're in this game, you think sometimes, oh, I had a great preseason. Oh, I can do this at any time. Then you realize preseason, you're not going against the same vets who sat there and study you and know what you're going to do. So he has those turnovers, but then he come back in this game and he learns from his mistake. He gets to the hole. He's diming people up. He's cutting down on his mistakes. But it's all about learning. Think about this. As a coach, now all of us sitting here will probably say, oh, 2 turnovers, young fella, get him out the game.
That's what I mean. He might not have the opportunity.
You don't have the opportunity, but now you're like, oh, he's all we got. So he's learning, and he's going to experience this, and he's going to keep going. And his experience is great for him because think about it. When playoff times come, he's going to think about all those mistakes he's made that I can't do them now.
Yeah.
So
it's very hard for a young player his age without a lot of experience to sustain the opportunity that he's getting. A lot of guys get this opportunity and you know, they can't make it last. They'll miss defensive assignments, which he has. They'll turn the ball over. They'll make some crucial mistakes, and then the coach will say, okay, we gave him an opportunity. Time to go back to the bench. Not with Tucker. He's come and he's embraced that opportunity, and man, he's taking advantage of it, showing all his skills, especially on the defensive end. He's really sneaky with the length, and he's always getting deflections. And then offensively, he's very deliberate, very under control. Looks like he's been around for a long time for a 20-year-old. So he got that opportunity, and he didn't let the coach take it back from him. He really was a sponge, and when he made mistakes, he didn't repeat them. He kind of, you know, made the mistake, figured it out, and went on to the next thing. So you give him, a guy like that opportunity, he took full advantage of it.
You know what it reminds me of, Rob?
who?
8 years ago, a young Robert Horry, when I took you out for your first beach jog on the beaches of Southern California. You were a little nervous. You made some mistakes along the way, but you got through it, Rob.
I got through it, yes. You know, I missed those days, man.
That's when you were living in Houston. You came here, you had more time for us.
I got more time for you now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
You seem like a busy guy now, but all right, let's get you to the highlights. Lakers hosting the Rockets tonight. During Olenek goes for 24. Martin Jr. goes for 20. How about Andre Drummond, 20 and 10. Kuz, 19, 10 and 7, close to a triple-double. And back-to-back double-doubles for THT. He's speaking with Mike and the media.
And then just zooming out big picture, it's still possible, right, that you guys could get into the 6, depending on what Portland and Dallas do in their other games. How much are you guys focusing on what you have going on in the court versus this whole, play-in situation?
We're just trying to focus on the day ahead. Just be, ready for the next game. And of course, we're here, but it's something that we just want to, continue to try and work towards.
Okay, David Benjamin, please.
Hey Taylor, considering tonight was banner night for you all, could you put into words the player you are today versus the player that was on the team that won that championship in Orlando? What has the last 7 months or so been like for you in terms of your progress as a player?
It's like I always say, it's just been a big learning experience for me. Since then, I've been, my listening ears have been on to everybody who's, been willing to, give me advice. So I've just been appreciative of it, and just, this whole few months span throughout the quarantine, things like that, has just been really, great for my growth.
Alvin, please.
Hey Taylor, not to be a total downer on this, but you had another turnover late in the game tonight. So where are you at with some of those decision-making things at late in games, and what do you kind of feel you think right now off the top of your head you could work on before the playoffs?
Well, of course you don't want that to happen. You try to control, go watch film. It's always another day. So I feel like, just going back on it is something that I always just, continue to work on and try to, change for the next time. We still got the win, so that's just the most important thing.
Do we have any more? Amanda?
How would you evaluate your gameplay being a starter during this game? Can you just give me an overall just evaluation of how you feel you did?
I feel like I did okay. Could have did a bit better. Still with the turnovers and things like that. Knowing time to score. But I feel like I said, it's just I don't know how to keep putting it. But it's just being a listener and a learner, just trying to learn from my mistakes and listen to everybody that's telling me the right things to do. So that's really all I can really say about that.
Western Conference standings. Lakers 40-30, Brez, and with the win tonight by the Blazers in Utah, minus Mike Conley and Spider Mitchell, the Blazers got the tiebreaker over the Mavericks. They're actually in the 5th spot. The Mavs with a big win, kind of rolling. I don't know who they played. Someone bad.
New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans. That team's terrible.
You were right. You were right.
I told you earlier in the year that team was going to be bad, and I was right, Mike.
Yeah, I was wrong. I had them in the playoffs.
Although, I like a couple of their players, obviously, former Lakers, but they're just not a good team. The Mavs, 41-29.
Yeah.
Looking more and more like Lakers Warriors?
Yeah.
Or Grizzlies?
Yeah.
Depending on Sunday's maybe outcome?
Probably one of those two teams. We can't quite shut the door on the Lakers getting the 6th seed, though. Why is that? If the Lakers go 2-0 over the final 2 games and Dallas or Portland goes 0-2, the Lakers indeed will pass those teams. Remember, Lakers a game behind them in the standings, do not have the tiebreaker with either one of those teams. So we have the breakdown of the schedule. Not a lot of games remaining. There they are. Portland, not an easy schedule. The Suns now incentivized to win this game because Utah lost to Portland tonight. So the Suns still hoping to get that top seed in the West. They're going to be trying tomorrow night in Phoenix. Then the big game, the Nuggets. Will they care at that point? So maybe Portland loses tomorrow, and the Lakers, as you see their schedule, against 2 teams under 500, Indiana. They're going to be in the play-in tournament, but the Pelicans, as you said, Geet, eliminated from the playoffs tonight. Not a good year for them. Then the Mavs, 2 has-beens, Raptors, folded up the tent about 2-3 weeks ago. And the T-Wolves, they stopped playing, it seemed, in like January or February. So it's going to be some pretty easy games, you would think, for Dallas. But, Lakers.
No 3-way tie goes the way of the Lakers. Is that correct? If they all ended up in a 3-way tie, 5, 6, 7, Lakers go 7, right?
Yeah, Lakers go 7 because they went 2-4 against the other 2 teams.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure who wins that tiebreaker between Dallas and Portland, but it will not be the Lakers if there's a 3-way tie.
What do you think, big game?
It's still possible. I mean, but it's kind of bleak. I really don't at this point. I mean, we've been through so much. I think they can win a game on Tuesday, have a few days off to get ready for the playoffs. So I'm over it. I'm not really, screwed up a trip, but it's all good.
Yeah. Did you let the hotel know?
Both.
In the airlines?
I have. Yeah, okay. It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Rob, do you care where they're going to be?
Actually, I don't. With LeBron, AD being out, and Dennis being out, I like the fact that, you don't want to be in the playoff game, the play-in game. I keep saying playoff game, play-in game, but it's a tune-up game. It's a way to get everybody back, everybody get a chance to play in a real game. It's almost like a preseason game that you got to win. So I'm excited about that, but, it is what it is, but we still I'm very confident in the Lakers' ability.
If Steph and the Dubs are in that game, the Warriors are in that game, is that going to feel like Game 7?
It might.
Just because it's playing game, right?
But you got to think about it. You got a little flashback from LeBron. Yeah. You got AD, a little flashback. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be some good matchups. But Lakers are going to be too dominant for them.
Much more ahead. Taylor Horton-Tucker with a team-high 23 points. Lakers on a 3-game win streak. Up next, we'll hear from head coach Franklin Vogel. Franklin.
Be careful.
Access Sportsnet Lakers is driven by your Southern California.
It was a nice little dime over the shoulder.
Lakers have their first 3-game winning streak since mid-March. A few minutes ago, Frank Vogel spoke with Mike in the media.
Frank, Wesley Matthews just spoke about him before the game, just the way that he's been playing both sides of the court, but especially defensively, you saw it on that last possession. Could you just reiterate the importance of the way that he's playing right now heading into the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, we don't win the last 2 games without his final play, big plays, the offensive rebound last night, and then obviously the steal on Olenek to save the game tonight. So, he's really rounded into form. He's had a little bit of an up and down season, but This last couple of weeks, he's really performed at a super high level, and gives us confidence that we got a guy out there that can, and we can throw in almost any matchup and really shut their water off. And he guarded multiple positions tonight. Was a big part of the win.
Greg, zooming off this game for a second, what were your thoughts on the pregame ceremony and the banner raising, and even LeBron and AD kind of finishing it by saying, "All right, now's the time we want to try to focus on repeating."
Yeah, it was awesome. You know what I mean? Like our fans, honestly, we didn't have a full house because we're not allowed to, but fans were here was super loud during that moment. You know what I mean? And I just look forward to the days where we can have everybody back in Staples. So much pride, to bring a title to Laker Nation and raise that banner. And it was great for AD and Bron to get up and speak directly to the fans, and it got us pumped up. That we're close. We're close to heading into the playoffs with a chance to defend our title.
Okay, David Benjamin, please.
Greg, how do you think you'll manage this final back-to-back? Let's just say hypothetical that seeding is locked up after the first game. Would you use a night to rest, or is this a group that needs all the reps it can get before whatever postseason you participate in?
Yeah, we're really going to make those decisions, day of game. Obviously we'd like to get as much time with these guys on the floor together that we can. Obviously if the last game is meaningless, we'll make a call at that point whether it's more important to get some time together or to rest up for whatever is next. So we'll just make those decisions day of game.
Algoon.
Hey Frank, you have 2 nights in a row where Taylor obviously was very productive and makes some winning plays down the stretch, but also makes some mistakes and has some turnovers. Where are you kind of sitting with those 2 sides of Taylor as you think about what role he can play for this team in the playoffs?
Taylor's doing a great job for us. Let's highlight the positive. He's carrying a big load. Being asked to basically run the whole team with all of our point guards and quarterbacks out. He's really a scoring 2, and he's doing a phenomenal job helping us these last 2 games.
Okay, Dan Warkey, please.
Frank, what have you seen from Andre these last 2 games, and has that been sort of a blueprint of kind of what maybe he'll be able to do when you guys come together as a full group?
Yeah, Dre's been great. We're really challenging him to just be great on both sides of the ball, protecting the rim and, finishing around the basket, playmaking, being big on the offensive glass. I thought we saw that from him tonight, and he had another strong performance, 2nd night in a row. Trez was playing great too. So, with 8 straight buckets 8 straight points in the 4th quarter, we decided to roll with him down the stretch. And then with the small ball lineups that they were playing. So I'm happy with what Drum has done the last 2 nights.
Frank, to follow up really quickly on that, he's been in foul trouble a little bit, but with your depth at that position, is that not such a big deal, maybe? Can he be more aggressive, I guess, with the way he defends, knowing that you've got Mark and Trez behind him?
Yeah, well, his foul rate is much higher in his short time so far this year with our team than it's been throughout his career. And I think that's just indicative of how hard he's trying to compete on that side of the ball, and trying to do what we're asking him to do. That's an effort thing, and we just want our guys playing as hard as possible. We do have depth, but we don't want to. We want Drum in the game. You know what I mean? So, obviously we want him to play without fouling, but I'm fine with him making mistakes of aggression because he's just competing.
All right, thanks so much, Coach.
Yeah, thanks.
More to come on Access.